Here is number 14 from the extra practice that was assigned today. This one has m plus 8 times m minus 8. And one thing that I want you to realize is that this actually looks like the answer when we factor the difference of squares. And so I'm going to show you that it actually is a difference of squares. But let's go ahead and start doing our multiplication by using our FOIL method. So the first m times m is m squared. Then the outer negative 8m, the inner positive 8m, and the last negative 8 times a positive 8 is negative 64. Our two middle terms actually cancel out the negative 8m and the positive 8m, so I end up with m squared minus 64, which is indeed the difference of squares that we talked about as our special case in lesson 8.7. The next problem that I'm going to do is number 20, again from the extra practice that was assigned today. We have 2y minus 6 times y plus 3, and we're solving. So this has already been factored. We're really just setting it equal to 0. And when we have two factors that equal 0, their product equals 0, then either this factor equals 0 or this one equals 0. So we say 2y minus 6 equals 0 or y plus 3 equals 0. And then we just solve for y in both of them. Add 6 to both sides. We get 2y equals 6, divide by 2, and y equals 3. Or subtract 3 on this one. We get y equals negative 3. And so our answer is y equals 3 or y equals negative 3. The next problem that I'm going to work on this extra practice is number 26. This has x squared minus 12x plus 35. This does not have a leading coefficient, so we're looking for two factors that multiply to equal 35 and add together to equal 12. We notice that our second operation symbol is a positive or a plus, so we're going to have x minus something and x minus something. The signs will be the same, and this plus tells us that. We look back to see what the sign is right here on this minus. So two factors of 35 that add together to equal 12. We know it's not 1 and 35. Those add together to make 36. We know it could be 7 and 5 because those add together to equal 12. X minus 7 times x minus 5. If we check that using our FOIL method, we get x squared minus 7x minus 5x is minus 12x. And then negative 7 times negative 5 is a positive 35. And indeed, those are our factors. Moving on. I'm going to work let's do number 32. On number 32, it actually says to solve the equation. So first we have to factor, and then we'll set it equal to 0 and solve. So p squared minus 7p equals 18. If we subtract 18 from both sides, we end up with p squared minus 7p minus 18 equals 0. So it's set equal to 0, time to factor. We need factors of 18 that subtract to equal 7. All right, our factors of 18 are 1 and 18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6. The only two factors that would subtract to equal 7 are 2 and 9. Our two factors are going to have one positive, one negative. This negative sign tells us that. Our largest one will have a negative, so p minus 9. p plus 2. Remember, 9 and 2 were our factors. Our 9 needs to be negative because we need a negative 7p when these two are subtracted. So if we check this, we have p squared minus 9p plus 2p, that would be minus 7p, minus 18, and indeed, those are our factors. Now it's time to set them equal to 0. So if we have two factors that equal 0, either the first factor will equal 0 or the second factor will equal 0. So we have p minus 9 equals 0 or p plus 2 equals 0. Add 9 to both sides on this first one and we get p equals 9, or subtract 2 from both sides on the second one and we get p equals negative 2. And that is our answer, 9 or negative 2.